Hello. Been a little while since we've been live. Thought I'd test it out. Talashar's down today, or they seem to be going through some technical difficulties. So I was planning on coming on and playing some Vinsect games on stream, jumping on Talashar, seeing what we get paired into. But it looks like Talashar is, having some problems. So what I thought we would do together here is get into some Outsiders. So Outsiders has got some spicy cards in it now with the Hunted coming up. So I had a box sitting on my shelf. I figured we'd get into it and see what we could get into. I wait a little bit. I'm going to keep putting my back to you because you're actually over here. I'm trying a new setup as well. So I've rearranged some things here. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. We got one person and one thumbs up. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining. So this is what we're going to be getting into today. I've never done a live box opening, actually. I've only ever, when we've streamed, we've kind of played Talashar games, but I feel lost without Talashar. What are we to do? No, but seriously, we've been doing a lot of testing with the new team, Teams in State. We've been doing a lot of testing on TTS as well as Talashar. And in person, and I wish I could show you right now. I don't have the top-down camera plugged in, but we have a new setup here to allow for two-player paper games, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to start recording our testing sessions when we're in person together here, and we might be able to stream. We should be able to stream some two-player paper games. So really excited about that. I don't know. I think we're just going to get into the box. I don't know how many people are going to join us. Again, I haven't streamed in a really long time, so thank you for joining. If you are in here, we got one person and one thumbs up, so it's good. Nice to hang out. I'm really excited. I'm going to open this slowly. We're going to savor. I have two pre-releases coming up this weekend. One tomorrow at a nearby LGS and another one on Sunday at my other LGS that supports the game. So looking forward to getting into the new set. The Hunted looks super cool. Paper packs. I feel like we opened a lot of plastic packs for Outsiders. It seems to be completely random whether we in Canada get paper or plastic here. This is your favorite set to open? Very cool. Ash, thanks for joining us. Thank you. Good luck. I've never done opening stream, but I wanted to test some aspects of the new system here, and I haven't done an opening in a little while. So, pack one, luck. Here we go. Oh, my screen is broken there. There we go. All right, feisty locals, peace of mind. We can keep the commons off the screen here. The box is also casting a shadow, so I'm going to put it over here. That's much better. Okay. Let's see. Destructive Deliberation, Deadly Duo. We'll go Infect's a good common. Does Be Like Water see play anymore? Probably not. Toxicity. There's a lot of talk around this card with some shenanigans that Syndra can pull off. But I guess it's still sort of fine, right? And that's the Assassin Ranger attack action that you play this turn when it hits. So the idea was you would flick the dagger or something. You would consider that the attack hit. So this would trigger. And I guess it's still good, even though Needle has been banned, right? So Toxicity, Death Touch, that's classic rare. We got a foil. Is that no? We got 3 rares. I forget that the pack distribution in this set was strange, where there was an ancillary slot or something where you could get 3 rares if your special slot was also rare. We got our first foil, nice foil, Skybound Shot. I'll put that here. Mask of Malicious Manifestations and a couple tokens. Thanks for joining in on the stream, by the way, folks. I appreciate it. Again, I was hoping to get onto Talashar to get some games in and just play some Vinsect games here on stream. But Talashar is having some struggles today, apparently. I saw a post on X about how there was an issue, and then the database may have gotten deleted or something. And I just tried to sign in again, and now you can't even, like, I was able to access it a little bit late earlier. This would have been a really strong draft pack with the red arrows. I was able to access Talishar, but what was I saying? Yeah, it was like super slow earlier, and then now I can't even access it anymore. It says like error when I try to sign in. So one rare in that pack, recoil, unless I missed something. Nice foil falcon wing and some tokens. Pack 2, we're savoring the packs, and we're hanging out and chatting. You guys excited? As excited for the hunted as I am. As mentioned, I have 2 pre-releases that I'm very fortunate to be able to make it out to. So I have one tomorrow. So tomorrow will be my first introduction to the hunted. I know like Syndra and Fang can go crazy. I gotta say, I mean, I'm a greedy little goblin, and I like variants, and I like doing the fun, big, scary thing. And so, personally, I'm pretty excited for Arachne to see what types of shenanigans we can get into there. But spinning wheel kick, foil blue virulent touch, and some tokens. Arachne seems like a lot of fun. Not sure she's the one to go for in sealed. Yeah, that's fair enough. I honestly have I followed a little bit of the spoilers so far. Like Arachne looks like they're a ton of fun to play, and see if you can get away with some of those, transforming shenanigans and the chaos and everything. But I agree, probably not the most consistent hero in the set. So we'll see how it shakes out with sealed and how the pools shake out. Are you saying that because you don't think there's enough support, or with the 2 draconic heroes, there's just more support, or it's easier to hit the staples that you need for those decks? Or I guess I'm curious, because I really don't have a formed opinion about how limited. Well, I'm really excited to get into draft, but specifically how sealed is going to look. Bleed out. We got our first majestic as well, barbed undertow. Did this ever see play? If it's an aim counter thing, so I wonder with the new aim counter support, it gains so if it has an aim counter, it's a 1 for 5. If it has an aim counter, when this hits a hero, choose red, yellow, or blue till the start of your next turn. They can't pitch cards of the chosen color. It blocks for 3. It has a decent amount going for it. I guess in the right deck, could be disruptive, or against the right deck, it could be disruptive. Interesting card though. It's funny. I feel like it doesn't take long for you to forget about a set. Outsiders was obviously foil red toxicity. We'll see if the Syndra toxicity shenanigans actually do something. This could be a fun hit. It's a really cool art nonetheless. It's amazing. I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. Barbed undertow. Oh, not knowing what these cards do anymore. Yeah, it's fun to revisit them. I prefer fun over winning. It seems like the others were more consistent. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I also enjoy fun over winning. So I'm looking forward to having some fun with our locals at the pre-releases. I don't know, what are we looking to hit? I mean, we're looking to hit Flick Knives, right? Let's be real. Flick Knives is shooting up in price because of the shenanigans. That's why we like Vincent. You're not wrong, my dude. You're not wrong. I mean, that said, Vincent, and I mean, I'm obviously insanely biased, but Vincent has never felt this good and consistent. I'm not saying she's tier S or whatever, but in the right hands, arguably tier A, tier B plus, depending on what other heroes you're putting in tier A. But Humble, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I obviously very biased, but I think she's pretty good. But that said, very fun. Also very fun. So that's the main reason to play her, in my opinion. Foil Wither, withering away. That red toxicity is really fun, though. And some more tokens. 2-1 Armory last night with her. Lost to Dory. Yeah, Dory's always like, these days, since it's like you encounter Dory so infrequently, at least I do, that like when I revisit the matchup, it's like, especially when you're sideboarding, you don't know if they're on hatchets, you don't know if they're on Dawnblade. And it kind of like, I guess if you know they're on hatchets, you can kind of sideboard more correctly. If they're on Dawnblade, though, it just feels like there's no winning. Excuse me, against that deck. Like if you're blocking or don't block, it just doesn't seem to matter. But yeah, like at my Armory, and like my locals are insanely familiar with my shenanigans when it comes to Vincent. And like I've swept a few. I went the last Armory I went 3-0. I think the last couple Armories I went 3-0. On Vincent. Like, honestly, the deck feels as consistent and as good as it has for me. I'm sort of now, and I could pull up the list. We could take a look at it if you're curious, but I'm sort of on like a hybrid aggro mid-range. Like, I tried the hard mid-range for a while, and I do really like it, like with the Galaxia package. I think it's quite cool. Super consistent. But I tend to favor the big shenanigans. You know, even though it's not consistent, I'm still on the consistent mid-range plan. So I'm still on 6 Malefics, all 3 yellows, all 3 reds. Foil isolate, by the way, before I get way off topic with Vincent. But I mean, it's easy to do. Were these? Yeah, these were at token 2. I forget now. A lot of the adult heroes are at Majestic for some reason now. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, still on like mid-range style with all of the Malefics and stuff. I've just cut the Galaxias because I don't know. And I don't know if that's right. Like Galaxia did feel quite good, but favoring like Revel, which I think you have to run anyways, and a couple yellow Mauve Skies, which honestly, I don't know. Mauve Skies, take it or leave it, but I don't know. It sort of feels like best of both worlds, and I don't feel like I think the danger is if you lean too aggro in Vincent. I know it's kind of funny talking about Vincent while we're opening outsiders, but we're just hanging out. We're just chatting today. But I think the danger, Majestic Shakedown. That's fun. The danger in Vincent is if you lean too far in the like aggro direction, like red line direction, you lack in consistency. And if you lean too far in the other direction, maybe you lack in like damage potential. So I'm trying to find like this like middle of the road deck that's not sacrificing, like, you know, sometimes when you're trying to do the middle of the road thing, it's like worse of both worlds. You're sacrificing too much. You don't have the damage output and you don't have the defensive capabilities or the consistency. But I don't know. I feel like this most recent list feels quite good, at least to me. And like the other thing that I always say is, like, it's always best to just play the cards that you're most comfortable with and favor the lines that you're most comfortable with. I think that is sometimes more valuable than playing like the meta deck or like the meta build for the hero you're trying to learn. Is just like play it the way you like to play it, and like A, you'll have a lot more fun, and B, you won't miss lines. Like you understand that deck a lot better than you understand a deck that somebody else put together, and like the decisions that led to the like fabric or makeup of that deck, right? So I don't know. I'm just talking nonsense at this point, but recoil, we got a foil 1-2 punch. For those of you just joining us, thank you for hanging out. I was going to jump on Talishar, but it seems to be having some technical issues today. How many we are? So yeah, anyways, I had this Outsiders box sitting on my shelf. We are 8 packs deep in it. Trying to find some spice. So far, we have 2 Majestics, Barbed Undertow, and Shakedown. But there are some spicy cards in this set now with that, you know, work well with what some of the hunted heroes want to be doing. So we're looking for Flick Knives. We're looking for, I don't know, Amnesia is even good. What else? There's like all the codices are good, especially Codex of Frailty still, carries some value there. So we're looking for some spice. We got a rare. We got a foil feisty locals. I don't know where to look out for I don't remember this set. This was like early Fab 2.0, right? I don't remember the pack makeup. Like, where am I looking? Where does the cold foil pop up? I can't remember anymore. We'll find out, though, because we're obviously going to open a Marvel Codex of Frailty, right? Calling it right now. Sometimes when you call it, it happens. And that's exciting. So I want to call Marvel Codex of Frailty and a Flick Knives. Like, that would make for like a pretty decent box, I would say, right? Sneak Attack is a rare. It'll go in our rare pile. Backstab, and then a blue foil Sedation Shot. So I'm like looking out for the cold foil here because that's like what the newest packs are all about, but I don't know. We shall see. What else can we get? Only 2 Majestics, 9-10 packs in. So the box, I feel, owes us a few Majestics at the very least. Ash opened 2 boxes of Outsiders, got Vambrace, Plague Hive, and a Rainbow Foil Frailty. That's pretty sweet. Rainbow Foil Codex of Frailty, I assume. That's a sweet pull. For 2 boxes, you can't really complain much about that one. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I don't know. Fingers crossed. We'll see what we can get. But again, this was just kind of collecting dust. I like to keep a couple boxes on my shelf in case we want to like revisit. Ooh, is Knives Out good? It's probably good now with like new dagger stuff, right? Did Knives Out jump in price? Daggers gain +1 this turn's foil too. That's fun. It's really cool looking. At the very least, I know like there's a couple like Dagger Matters cards from this set that for obvious reasons are popping off right now. I can't remember whether that's one or not, but either way, we take that for sure. Oh yeah, I forget. Like I see like old school Katsu art, and I'm like, what is going on? What is Katsu doing here? But he's just wandering. He's wandering around, and he wandered his way into the pits for some fun, I guess. I don't know. But it's funny. And Katsu has like history with New, right? Is Zen related to Katsu in some way? I don't know. I miss the lore stuff. Is it coming back? I feel like some of it has come back a little bit, but they used to have all those lore articles and stuff. But I understand that LSS has grown exponentially. Ooh, Majestic Scale Peeler. Cool. Cool. They've grown exponentially and are probably having a hard time keeping up with Foil Spike with Blood Rat's kind of cool too, even though they have like the promo versions. But probably, had to pivot and really focus on what matters most for the game, which is like competitive gameplay in Flesh and Blood, balance and all this kind of stuff. So like totally don't blame them for focusing on that kind of stuff over like ensuring we get our lore fix. But yeah, I do still miss the lore a little bit. But it's hard to fault LSS. They're always so, they care so much about this game, and they care about the player base, and they care about the local game store, and they care about all the right things. And they're always very transparent when they make a slight misstep, and they're quick to correct those things. I really appreciated the most recent article about, we were going to let the whole needle thing play out and see how long it takes the player base to catch on. But yeah, some early deck checks and tier lists have, shown that the internet will sort things out pretty quick. Specifically, We Make Best will sort things out pretty quick. If there's a way to break a deck, We Make Best will find the way. I'm sure. But I should do like one of an ASMR pack opening at some point. These paper packs are so satisfying. I forgot that Ravis Rabble's in this set as well. Such a good card. I miss Redline Vincent. I wish it was good. I just don't think it's good right now. I like copiumed myself into believing it was the way. If like, okay, my thinking, bear with me, was that like if the meta was going to lean more aggro, like Fi is like super viable again, and like Syndra and Fang, and like if the meta starts to lean more aggro with the new set, the idea is like there's more damage potential for Redline, so maybe it's more capable of like racing some of those aggro decks. But then I played one game on Redline against Ryan, Team Zen State. Thank you for talking me off the ledge. And it just felt so clunky. Like I still run 3 red Malefics in that build, but like I missed the yellow Malefics. I missed those like rune chant producing consistency pieces so much, and it felt so clunky and so wrong. So I think that like middle of the road, aggro leaning mid range is sort of where I'm at right now with Vincent, and it's feeling quite good. Okay, we got a Death Touch, we got a rare spinning wheel kick, we got a Deathly Duo foil, and we got some tokens. So we're up to 4 Majestics. How many packs have we opened? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're like 2 packs in past halfway mark. Probably a couple Majestics left in the box. Probably a Marvel Codex left in the box. And then like probably a Flick Knives left in the box. Right. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I've like also changed the orientation of my stuff here. So the mic is not super, super close to my face, but hoping it's close enough. I'll have to dig through the comments to make sure I didn't miss any rares, because like with that, I missed this too. With the weird slot where you can go like rare, common, rare, it's easy to miss this. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about rainbow foil equipment in the set. Like it's just something else that you can chase, right? And it's like, it's exciting. Like this is a fun card to open. It looks cool. I like rainbow foil equipment. It's playable. But I understand them like wanting, I don't know, like pull it out and like that becomes our like armory deck stuff. Hey, Ian, what's up? I was just singing your praises. I like literally just finished watching. I finally had opportunity to finish my round 3 for the League That Means Nothing, and you did a great job commentating as usual. I appreciate you and I was gonna say you and Ian, as so much for all like the work required. Man, it's crazy. Obviously a passion project for Az, like editing all that stuff is wild. By the way, I mean, there are 2 whole people in on stream here. So like, big platform. Like if you don't already subscribe to Gogan Gaming and watch the League That Means Nothing, commentated by very own Fiendel's Fighting Spirit, Ian. I love this card. What are you doing? You got to go sub to Gogan Gaming. But it was a very solid game. My opponent was awesome. Knew exactly what to do. Knew that like matchup is always super interesting. I couldn't have asked for a better sort of like showing. I was down to 4 cards left in deck by the end of the game. Everybody has to go check it out. I just got to pause. So like what we're doing, I was going to jump in and like play some Talishar games on Vincent, but Talishar is like struggling right now, apparently. Some tech difficulties, but so Outsiders on the shelf, we're opening it. I love Burdens of the Past. I want it to be good so bad. Like when Vincent was struggling into Guardian, I mean, she still struggles into Guardian, but Guardian's just not that prevalent in the meta, so we don't have to worry about it, thankfully. But like when Victor and Bravo were like big bads in the meta, Burdens felt really good. It felt like a piece, because like at that time we ran more blues as well. We didn't have the like Rune Chant Generation consistency pieces, so like you needed a little more blue to like pitch to play stuff. Now we just kind of want to cheat everything, but this card to like stop them from just being a wall. I really love this card. It's maybe one of my favorite Flesh and Blood cards. Like the design is so cool. So yeah, until the end. Again, we haven't revisited Outsiders in a while. So until end of turn, target hero can't play defense reactions with the same name as cards in their graveyard. So it bamboozles them. Like if they've already blocked with a bunch of St. Belows and Favor Scenes, they can't block with those anymore, which is super cool. Especially if that's like their game plan. Like I'm just going to put up a wall. It can really bamboozle them. And I've closed games out with this card for sure. The other, like if there are 10 or more defense reactions in the card in the graveyard, draw a card. I don't think I've ever been able to take advantage of that, but at the same time, cool card. That's my Burdens of the Past rant for you. Wait, foil goes in this pile. Oh, there's where the cold foils go. Toxic Tips is not quite the cold foil we're looking for, but it's still shiny and pretty and cool. I mean, Toxic Tips, it never really did see play, did it? I mean, other than in limited. Next attack action card you play again. So yeah, you can give them either a Frailty, Inertia, or Blood Rot Pox token. It just like, in terms of Rangers, Assassins have so many cool, arms, which we're trying to chase down those Flick Knives today. That beyond limited, yeah, Toxic Tips didn't really get its time in the limelight, Azalea, but that's all right. Well, so we pulled the cold foil. Does the cold foil take the space of the Marvel? Because I know we're still like, we're going to open a Marvel Codex of Frailty and the Flick Knives. So those are the two that we still need to open in these remaining packs. But anyways, hope your day is going well. Kind of had a more relaxing Friday, and I haven't been on stream in a really long time, so I figured I would pop on here. It's too bad we can't get some games in, but I saw the border for a second, and I half convinced myself that it was a legendary, but alas, it is a yellow Piece of Mind, almost as good as a Flick Knives, but not quite. How do we feel about new CNC? Well, how do we feel about CNC reprint? I think there's no arguing that this art is like the new art for CNC and the Hunted goes super hard, right? I think everybody agrees on that. But yeah, what do we feel like that EA extended art rainbow foil CNC? I don't know. It might be cooler than, like, hot take, the Marvel CNC from what was the set that they reprinted Marvel CNC in? I mean, Marvel CNC is also extended art and it's cool looking, but like this rainbow foil with the new art, extended art, like full art thing, so friggin' cool. I think it might be like my favorite version of CNC. Apparently, there's some like early numbers of like, mass openings for online retailers, hundreds of cases. And apparently, I mean, not surprisingly, that extended art Command & Conquer is hard to find. 4 in 100 or something like that. 2 in 100. I can't remember the exact figures. The EA version is incredible. Yeah, fair enough. Who did the art? I'm ignorant. Apologies, but who did the art for the Marvel version of CNC? But like, there's also no arguing. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, I would not turn one down. Yeah, my buddy Ryan bought one, I think. Opened one, bought one, I can't remember. Othan Nicolaitis, cool. I'll have to take a look at his work again. What other cards has he done? Out of curiosity. Briar, Yenderai Yoji. Oh yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. Those are all fire. Yeah, Yenderai. I mean Briar, our girl. No denying some of the best art. But yeah, I'm stoked, super stoked for the Hunted. Ian, are you going to be able to get out to any pre-releases this weekend? Anything? How's your local games? Like, how's your LGS scene or your local scene where you are. Another like, again, like I don't mind, like these are cool. I like getting the rainbow foil equipments. But another rainbow foil equipment. So we have 2 in this box. Kind of cool. Down to like 3 packs left. But yeah, I'm able to. I'm going to be able to get to 2 pre-releases this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday. Really looking forward to getting into that set and seeing how those heroes play. Oh no. So screwed you on one like just like the product's not coming. I know there's been like distributor issues or something with this product. So yeah, so you got 1 pre-release on Sunday. That's cool. Prague for the premiere. That's right. Yeah, a bunch of you guys as well were out there. Super jealous. I wish I was closer to Prague. That is not an easy trip for me. But yeah, that would have been super cool. Majestic. Amnesia. Boom. That's a good one. This card hurts my soul. It is a rough one to get played as a Vincent. Enigma likes to run it. Couple years like to run it, but I thought it was foil for a second. It is not, but I'm not going to complain. It's a very good Majestic. We have a couple, like this set has a lot of I think this set is starting, especially with the Hunted, to come into its own in terms of like power level. But yeah, very nice card. Yeah. How was Prague was wild, I'm sure. Had to explain to a friend why they couldn't Rune Gate. Oh, yeah. So Rune Chants aren't called Rune Chants anymore, and that's fun. Because Rune Chants sort of need to be called Rune Chants in order for us to be able to Rune Gate stuff. But it's not super obvious. Like I get it. But yeah, like between Amnesia, the other one that people play is it's a race face, right? Yeah. And a race face is like quasi impactful. Like sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't matter, but like has been said, obviously. But like Amnesia always hurts. Like we always want a ring game. Like there's no world where we want to just like, I guess like if you're already bricked and you have to like you have to play something from hand, sure. But like most of the time, Amnesia hurts us pretty bad. Prague was wild. A lot of product open, a lot of sealed played. Calling didn't go my way, but I learned a good bit. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's always very valuable as well. I've only competed in 1 calling. Brought Vincent, of course. This was US Nats, the calling staple to US Nats last year in Minneapolis. That is much closer to me and easier for me to travel to. So I'm really hoping to get out to some of the bigger events in the US this coming year. Is it Memphis? There's something in Minneapolis, but is it Memphis? Is the big one? I can't remember off the top of my head now. But yeah, it'd be cool to meet you guys too. Actually get out to the same event. Canada's so cold and isolated from the rest of the world. That's not true. We're close to the US. This is the last pack. So clearly this is the pack that must hold both our Marvel Codex of Frailty and our legendary Flick Knives, because we were promised those things. Before I open this box, the box was whispering to me. Signed up for the calling at PT London. Oh, I'd love to make it out. And you guys get to make it out to London too. It's so close. PT London, dumb decision as I've been to 2 Armories, only kitchen table. It's not a dumb decision. I'll tell you that right now. I think there's like obviously potential for it to be quite intimidating. But I would encourage you to not like, just have fun. Like if you get dinged for like a rules thing, but like honestly, even the calling that I went to, like people are really, really just generally the community around Flesh and Blood is super understanding. And if you just like tell them, hey, like I'm fairly new to the game, I'm a little out of my depth here at like this like big tier event, and they will be like more than understanding, and you know, kind of walk you through some stuff. At the same time, like don't take it too personally if you do get like paired into one of those spikes and like is super, like, just, take the loss, take the L, don't let it ruin your day. Like, it's really about the vibes, and it's more about, having the games, getting out there, meeting some people, seeing the vendors. It's like a whole experience. It's not so much about like how you do in the calling. Like, I brought Vincent because I love Vincent. And at the time, like US Nats, Rosetta wasn't even released yet. We didn't have, any of these consistency pieces. So like Vincent was not in a place where she was like super competitive at the time. And I still decided to bring her because it's the hero that I love playing. I want to have fun above all else. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. And I hope you don't get discouraged. I think you will have a good experience overall. Nothing in the last pack. Oh my God, the box lied to us. But we got Amnesia and Knives Out. Foil Knives Out is pretty fun too. And Shakedown. We get some cool cards. Anyways, that's pretty cool though. I agree. Yeah, Ian agrees. Never a dumb decision if you can enjoy it and go with a learning mindset. Absolutely. Like, you're definitely going to walk away with having had a valuable experience, I think. And hopefully a positive one with, the people that you meet out there. And I'll go out on a limb and say that is going to happen for you. There are always like, some spikier people out there, but that's okay. Few and far between in Flesh and Blood, definitely. Remember Shadow non-attack triggers and things. Yeah, I keep forgetting it. I appreciate the encouragement. I'll be on Vincent for sure. Nice. Best of luck. We're going to be watching you on stream when you make top 8. We'll be cheering you on stream, buddy. I'm confident. But yeah, like, honestly, just get reps. Like, get as many reps as possible in on Vincent. The Shadow non-attack thing, it's honestly just with repetition. Like, as soon as you play a Shadow non-attack, you're like, oh. And honestly, you start to think about it as like a benefit, because if you're sitting on a Deathly Whale specifically, or a Deathly Delight even, like, you look for those opportunities to lose life yourself, right? So that you can get that extra ring chant, or you can gain that extra life, like eke out the most value possible, from those cards. So you'll start to like not even think about it, and just like as soon as you play a Shadow non-attack, the triggers in back of mind. Creepers is another one that like takes time and takes reps to know, because it opens up so many potential lines. And like, I guess I picture like a tree and like branch, like your decision points like branch off into other like branches, and like Creepers just adds complexity to that branch and allows for so much potential. So the Creepers video that I put out hopefully is helpful. So go check that out if you haven't already. But like, having those different lines and those different possibilities in the back of your head, super helpful as well. Sup, Zena. Thanks for joining us. We just finished opening a box of Outsiders. It was unbelievable. We didn't get everything we were looking for. We were looking for like Codex of Frailty and legendary Flick Knives, but we got Amnesia, which is cool. And we got Burdens of the Past, which I think is a underrated card and maybe might see play someday. We got a Scale Peeler. And we got a foil Knives Out, which is also fun, behind my head. I don't know if this is like one of those Knives Matters cards that actually did increase in value, but it's cool revisiting this set nonetheless. Shakedown and a Barbed Undertow. So like 1, 2, 3, 6 Majestics and a cold foil. Honestly, like, not the strongest box, but like still very fun to open and hang out. Ian, you're a super spike player, are you? Generally try my best to be super chatty. Played some pretty big names. They've all been cool. Also try Goldfishing and Paper. That's a good idea too. Goldfishing and Paper to teach yourself to remember, just like playing out hands yourself. What is it, Felt Table? I've never actually used Felt Table, but that could probably be helpful to get some, get some hands in. And Talishar is a really valuable tool for practice as well. It does remember all your triggers for you, which, doesn't really help when you're trying to learn to remember those triggers yourself. So yeah, Goldfishing, Felt Table, maybe TTS if you do have Tabletop Simulator. You can load up Flesh and Blood, and if you have some locals that are willing to test with you, that can be really valuable because that forces you to remember your triggers as well. But yeah, Blasphemophet, I agree. We worship Nazareth here, Blasmo, so I'm sorry, but Vincent lines do go hard at times, and especially when facilitated by a piece like Creepers. Just going to go to face cam here so I can talk to you more directly since we're done opening this box. Creepers video is thanks, Ash. I'm really glad that you found it helpful. It's really nice to hear. Couple non-foil and one rainbow foil burdens. I really like burdens, and I was like, honestly, in previous Vincent, I'm going to show you guys. Why not? I'll show you guys my my newest build on Vincent as we wrap up stream here. Since I think most of us here are Vincent lovers, but I'll show you my most recent build. Back in the day, before we had the amazing cards that are Malefic Incantation and Deadwood Dirge and Succumb to Temptation, and like we've gotten so many cool pieces for Vincent. I think Cull falls under that category. I don't think Cull is the silver bullet we were hoping it would be, but good, no doubt about it. So excited for Cull. But before all that, when we ran more blues in case we bricked, we need to pitch for something. And when like Guardians like Bravo and Victor were running around, burdens felt really good. And I was like, I don't know, I was pretty high on the card, and it can win you a game against those Guardians. And when all they're trying to do is like block you out, like new, that usually pivots into, which again, shout out Ian, shout out Az for the work that they're doing for the league that means nothing, allowing players to connect from across the world and play this amazing game that we all love. The new game that just posted a couple days ago, me and Michael, super well played on the other side, but like you'll see, they just kind of try and grind you out, and they have to go into the fatigue strategy, and you have to try and keep pressure on. But like a card like Burdens of the Past, where you can just like dumpster their D-reacts, which is what they're relying on to stay alive against you, like, I don't know, arguably pretty good. I honestly don't think there's room in the list for it, and I don't think it's impactful enough in the current meta. However, it is a card I'm going to keep my eye on for sure. If you're tactile, so Zena prefers TTS, I agree. And I just think TTS, if the goal is to like drill games and just like get games in and remember your triggers, and get as close to the paper experience as you can. So if you're practicing for a bigger event or something like that, I think TTS is like super valuable. I wish I was better at I don't play TTS all that frequently, so like it doesn't feel fluid. Like I always have to remind myself what the buttons do and like how to flip cards and how to do the things. It usually comes back to me pretty quick, but it would be a lot. If I had more time on it, I would get more familiar with the controls and I would like think less about it. I think that would be good. Oh, I'm super glad. So Creeper's vid also helped beat a really good local Levia. Levia can be super scary, and honestly, I don't know what to do when they transform. I just like hold on to my butt and hope things work out, I guess. I don't know. I don't play, like Levia comes up so infrequently that I don't have a super solid game plan into them other than like trying to race them down on health before they sort of transform, I guess. But it can be scary when they start to chain those like big go wide turns with whatever go again shenanigans they can access from Banish there. But here, let's is this gonna work? Is this gonna be a tunnel of death? And also my camera is not lined up. Uh-oh, there we go. Nope, it worked. I'm gonna have my back to you, but I wanted to show you my where I'm at on Vincent while we're together, while we're chatting. Where I'm at with Vincent right now, and this is feeling like really consistent, it's feeling really good. This is what I'm calling my aggro mid-range, because like it's not in my nature to go full mid-range. Like I was on the Galaxia package, so the list before this was full Galaxia package, 3 red Malefics, 2 yellow Malefics, 2 Galaxias, one Rune Blood incantation for Tutor, which is the game that Ian you just commentated on for the League That Means Nothing. Was that build like and consistent? Like there's no arguing, it's a very consistent build. I just feel like when you do need to put the pressure on, and the deck is still able to go too wide. Like I went too wide several times with creepers and otherwise. With that list, you're very much still able to go too wide. I wanted to increase the damage output potential of the deck a little bit while still maintaining the consistency from like a proper mid-range build with all of the Malefics and the Galaxias. But okay, here's my thinking about Galaxia. Like to be completely fair, I'm not a super huge fan of Galaxia, and I'm looking for an excuse to cut it. Here's my excuse, and you can agree with me or not, and I would love to hear your thoughts. So I was on 3 red Malefics, 2 yellow Malefics, so 5 Malefics, 1 Rune Blood incantation that you don't really want to draw into. If you draw into it and you don't have Tunic up, you're sad. So 1 thing that you don't want to draw into, 5 things you're happy to draw into, and then 2 Galaxias, which you're either tutoring. So the Galaxias, you could either think of them as either being a Malefic or an incantation with conditional going in. So now I have 7 pieces. If I think about like the Malefics, 5 Malefics and 2 Galaxias, I have 7 pieces that I'm happy to draw into to like set up my consistency engine. Well, what if I just go, and the incant again, it's inconsequential, it's kind of just sitting in the deck. It's a potential target for Galaxia. Great. So if I cut the Galaxias and just go up to 6 Malefics, now I just have, instead of 7 things to like tutor and get my like consistency engine going, I have 6 things. I've only gone down 1. And now I'm not dealing with the conditional go again on Galaxia. Because 4 ring chance, like the reality is, unless you're setting up, which hurts you in some matchups, I'm only going down 1 of those like consistency pieces, and it frees up room for some like to go a little more aggro. Again, I admit I favor aggro. I like red line. I like aggro leaning Vincent. So this is like my happy place. And I'm not saying it's the most consistent list. Like hard mid-range Vincent with a Galaxia package, arguably more consistent. I'm sacrificing a little. I don't think this is that much less consistent than that. I'm sacrificing a little bit of consistency in order to up my damage output a little bit. So I'm on 2 Beseech in main board. I do think like a certain number of shadow cards in main board is pretty important. So I'm on 2 Beseech in main board. I have the 3rd in the sideboard in case I need it. I'm on 3 Cull. So Cull has been really interesting. So I'll just show you like my main board here. Cull has been really interesting as a piece to test. As mentioned, I don't think it's like our be-all, end-all silver bullet that's going to break the deck, but it can be really impactful in terms of like, depending on your hand makeup and all that kind of stuff. I do think it is a good card. There's no doubt about it. Dirge, you just run 3 of, like, obviously. Malefic Dirge, like if you swing 1 time, you have a rune chant left over from Malefic, turn it into 3, come in with something else. It just feels so good. And it like unsticks your hands. If you are on 0 rune chants, you can still come in with like a 2-card, 9 with a deathly whale, or like a 2-card 10 with a Phantom Banshee. Deadwood Dirge All-Star. Don't really need to sing its praises. Deathly Delight. 3 of, again, one takeaway I took from Mara's video, shout out Mara Ferris, like amazing Flesh and Blood player, obviously, and some really, really interesting insight into Vincent. That video, I think it's Savage Lands News, that interview, really worth a watch. And if there's one thing I took from that video is thinking more about the concentration of RuneGate cards and making sure, because like she's absolutely right. Like hypergeometric calculator, if you're not running enough, if you're running like 24, 25, 26 RuneGate cards, you're going to whiff like 10% of the time. And so if your games go long, like you're going to whiff at least once every 2 games, right? So trying to up that I don't know if I'm skipping around. Hopefully my stream is still healthy, but if you're trying to reduce the bricking, which I think is quite important as a rune blade, yeah, you got to up the rune gate count. So I think I'm on 28. Well, we can count. So 3 delights. I'm on rainbow whale -1 blue. I do think the blue feels a little bit awkward sometimes. A 2 for 4 is not really where you want to go or where you want to be, unless if it's like beseech blue deathly whale where you're guaranteeing the 2 rune chance when you close the chain, then it's like different story. But I don't know if it's good enough for a 3 of. So I'm down to 2. Honestly, that makes room for like Phantom Banshee, which you see on the second row. So just like 2 blue Deathly Whales for rune-chant consistency, 2 red Banshees to like, up the damage potential of the deck a little bit. And like Dirge Banshee feels really good. So okay, let's count the rune gate cards. 3 Delight plus 6 Whale is 9, plus 2 more Whale is 11. Is a weird way to count it. 3 Eulogies is 14, 15, 16 with the Banshees, 17, 18, 19. Did I just screw that count up? No, I don't think so. With the Wraiths, 22 with the Ruins, 25 with the Destructions, and then 28 with the Annihilation. So 28 Rune Gate cards. And I also have 3 Calls that I don't mind banishing as well. It's like 31 banished targets. I think 28 Rune Gate cards, even though you might want to be closer to that 30, it still like reduces your brick, meaning like the probability of you not drawing at least 1 Rune Gate card is like 6% or something. So it does reduce it significantly from like a 10% brickability rate. And another thought I had is if you do want to lean more aggro, like if you are more comfortable on like a hard red line or like an aggro build, sink belows. Just sink below main board. It can bail you out. Sometimes it does nothing. But like Crown of Providence also becomes more valuable. So those are like pieces that could up your consistency if you are really trying to go super aggro. Anyways, like this is an unexpected Vincent thoughts. Like I thought I was just going to open a box here, but anyways, thanks for hanging out, by the way. Appreciate it. Okay, we're on Rainbow Deathly Whale, -1 blue. Eloquent Eulogies a no-brainer. All 6 Malefics on red and yellow. So 2 counters on yellow, 3 counters on red. This is my consistency package. And again, I think it does feel quite good. Galaxia, there's no doubt about it. It will further improve your ability to always have Malefics up or always have an incantation, Rune Blood incantation up as well. So like make room for it. If you want to go hard mid-range, there's no doubt. So, but this is just the way I want it to go. Shadow Puppetry, all 3. Again, just like All-Star Shadow card, +1 go again is a really impactful effect. I got my Banshees for big damage output. I got my 2 for 6s Phantom Wraiths just for like consistency again. 2 cost Rune Gates are really important, especially if we're trying to go too wide, stuff like that. Widespread Ruin, all the widespread. So Widespread Ruin, Destruction, and Annihilation, all in the main board. I think you just like, I had Destruction in the sideboard for a while, but like just to get to that like critical mass of Rune Gate cards, I think it's just main board now, even though it's, you know, the value of that card and the interactability of that card and the threat of that card varies between matchups, but it's just the 3 for 6, which is good. Succumb to Temptation in the main board as well as Machinations of Dominion. And the idea with the sideboard is you'll see like it's not just super aggro. I still have 8 4-blocks in the deck. So I can, if I want to lean defensive, I just side in all my defense reactions. My Haunting Renditions, not defense reaction, but can block 4. My Reduced Rune Chance and my Sink Belows, 8. And then I have like Oblivion if I'm into like Guardian, I'm trying to build, or if I'm into like a Fatigue matchup. And then I have my aggro package, which consists of Beseech the Demagon. Envelop in Darkness, honestly, you want to be on Tunic if you're running Envelop in Darkness, but I took Envelop in Darkness out of the list for a while. Such a mistake. It's such an all-star. I love that card. It will never come out of the list again. Get playing it for free on Tunic, like a free 0 for 4, like a 0 for 4, essentially. If you're using the Tunic resource to pay for it, it makes you a range hand, gives your next thing +3. It's just exactly where we want to be. We want the shadow non-attacks to be able to like chain range hands with Deathly Whales, for example, or like Bamboozle Enigma is an important aspect as well. So like, yeah, Envelop in Darkness All-Star. If I'm on Tunic, Envelop's probably going in, regardless of how defensive I want to be. Read the Runes, also 2 of. Like, my 2 question marks right now in the list are the Read the Runes. But I think, like, if you're going first, they're really valuable. They're also valuable as a setup piece. So 2 Read the Runes is a question mark, flex slot. And the 2 yellow mobs are a question mark, flex slot. When I cut Galaxia, I was back on Revel. I think Revel is like, even if you're on the Galaxia package, I think you run Revel. So, and since I was back on Revel, I wanted more Go Again, native Go Again, to be able to just facilitate that card because it is so impactful. So that's the reasoning for Yellow Mauve, which I stole that tech from Maxim. Shout out Maxim, very good Canadian Flesh and Blood player. Did he win? Or he was top 2 in Canadian Nats a couple of years ago. Just very good. He was recently piloting Vincent against Yuki at a Calling in Toronto or something. Calling in Canada. Or Battlehard in Toronto, maybe? I don't know. Ash, how many ring gates are you typically at? I'm at 30. Yeah, 30 feels good. Yellow reduced range chance, yes. Oh, yellow reduced, interesting. Found them used so often. I am on 28, yeah. So Greg is right. I'm on 28 main board. I do agree that 30 is probably like where you want to be. So you could just, like, if you want to get to 30, I think simple enough. You can just go up to 3 Deathly Whales and 3 Banshees, and you're there. What are the other? I mean, I don't think you want to be on Rift Skitter. I've never really tested that card, but I don't know. It's a 1 cost, which kind of wreaks havoc on the deck, but Tunic Target maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's easy enough to go up to 30 for sure. And I think if you're going hard mid-range, like finding room for Galaxia, the Galaxia package, and maybe upping your number of RuneGate cards. So then the idea is really just like block. Give them 3 cards, banish a card, come in with it, whatever, or like give them 2 cards, banish a card, do some setup with Galaxia or Malefic, and then come in with a card. Like, so yeah, but I think like 27 is probably the minimum amount of rune gates that I would be comfortable running. I'm on 28 again. This is like my aggro leaning mid range, so I'm sacrificing some of that consistency, which means no Galaxia package and a slightly reduced number of rune gate cards to make room for the high damage cards like Revel and Runeblood and Mauve. And I'm saying, like, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can find room for all of those pieces. This is just sort of where I'm at, and this is my comfort zone. So flex slots, Read the Runes, not 100% sold or convinced on it in this list. And Yellow Mauve, again, shout out Maxim. Gives Go Again. On hit 2 rune chance is basically all you need. It unlocks a lot of our rune gate cards at 2 cost. And the yellow can pay for a 2 cost rune gate card. So I think it's like the happy medium. I don't think we need the reds. We definitely don't need the blues now with Machinations. So 2 yellow mauves just to like further support Revel and Runeblood. If we're just like going pure aggro, we're putting in like the Revel and Runebloods, the Mob Skies, the Beseech, maybe the Envelops if we are on Tunic. If not, maybe the Sink Belows. Just to improve consistency while trying to push damage. Maybe the Hunting Rendition. So I also think that if you're not worried about Wizard, you can go down the Evanfold. And honestly, like, I still do like the 1 block on Bloodied Oval, but a lot of lists are off Bloodied Oval and just on default Grimoire. I don't personally see the Grimoire lines. I'm not looking out for them. I don't have enough practice on Grimoire. So personally, I favor the 1 block on Bloodied Oval. Not saying it's correct. I do have Grimoire still for AB, purposes, but you could go down Ebb and Fold, you can go down Grimoire, whatever, it's Bloodied Oval, and just go Grimoire default. And that makes 2 slots for 2 Galaxias maybe. Then cut a yellow Malefic, and you're back on Galaxia package with 2 Galaxias and an Incant, and you don't have to make any sacrifices here. Or you can cut Reed, you can cut Mauve. So, like, I don't know. But this deck, other than a couple tweaks, feels like it's where I want to be. I've seen some really good success on it recently at local armories as well as in testing. Yeah, I'll be playing it in the league that means nothing here moving forward. Looking forward to Cull. We do get to do some tweaks to our list since the league does mean nothing after all. So going to be adding Cull to the list and testing this exact list in a week when after the Hunted releases. But for now, just looking forward to release itself and getting into some Hunted packs, getting into some Hunted Limited, seeing what it feels like. Really looking forward to playing on some new heroes, as I'm sure you guys are as well. But still a couple of you in here. So I just wanted to thank you again for hanging out. Didn't have much going on today, so I figured I would jump on stream. It's been a little while. Next time we'll jump on Talishar and get some games in. It was fun opening some Outsiders with you. You fine folks, and having a chat here about some Vinset. It's always a good time. So thanks again for watching and hanging out, and we'll talk to you guys real soon, I'm sure. I'm going to awkwardly turn over here where the stream is and find my mouse. And then I'm going to click end stream, and then the stream will end after I hit confirm end